Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. The link is given in the description box. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The revision PDF are uploaded on this Telegram channel. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. RBI proposed a 4-tier regulatory framework for which type of financial institutions? So, this 4-tier regulatory framework has been proposed for NBFC. What is NBFC? It is non-banking financial companies. What is RBI? It is our central bank. Present RBI governor is Shaktikant Das. Headquarters of RBI is in Mumbai. So, RBI has proposed that there should be a 4-layered regulatory structure, and it is base layer, middle layer, upper layer and a top layer regulation. Recently, RBI was also in news as it imposed 2 crore penalty on the Standard Chartered Bank. RBI was also in news as recently it gave the status of DSIB, that is domestic systemically important banks, to 3 banks. So the SBI, SDFC and ICICI are the 3 banks which were given the status of DSIB by RBI. Recently, RBI was also in news because of Jayant Kumar Das committee. RBI constituted this committee. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this committee. The Land Allotment Policy 2021 to 2030 was released by which state or union territory? So recently it was released by Jammu and Kashmir administration. So it is a framework to regulate the zoning of industrial areas in the union territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and this will promote the fair industrial growth in the union territory. Now please note that the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir was bifurcated into 2 union territories. One is Jammu and Kashmir, another one is Ladakh. So Jammu and Kashmir will have legislature and Ladakh will not have any legislature. Recently, Jammu and Kashmir was also in news because of Roshni Act. So this was related to the land allocation. Recently, this act was in news because of the corruption issues. Apart from that, recently Jammu and Kashmir was also in news because of SEHAT initiative. So, SEHAT stands for Social Endeavor for Health and Telemedicine. So, recently this SEHAT initiative was launched for the residents of Jammu and Kashmir. Actually, the full initiative is Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana SEHAT. So, it is a scheme to provide the health insurance coverage to the residents of Jammu and Kashmir. Operation Sarad Hawa was organized by which organization? So, this was organized by BSF. BSF is Border Security Force. Usually, it organized 2 such initiatives. One is Operation Garam Hawa. Garam stands for hot. So, this is organized in summer season, and Operation Sarad Hawa is organized during winter season. So, this was organized to increase the security on the borders areas in Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. Actually, BSF provides security to Indo-Pak border and Indo-Bangladesh border. BSF is part of CAPF, that is Central Armed Police Force. CAPF are under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. Present Home Minister is Amit Shah. Recently, he launched Ayushman CAPF scheme. So, it is a health scheme for the members of Central Armed Police Force. So, this Ayushman CAPF is for Central Armed Police Force. On the other hand, that Ayushman SEHAT was for the residents of Jammu and Kashmir. Present Director General of BSF is Mr. Rakesh Asthana, and BSF celebrate 1st of December as its foundation day. Which country proposed a 5-year extension of New START treaty with Russia? So this is done by USA. New president of USA is Joe Biden. Recently, he proposed a 5-year extension of this New START treaty with Russia. And this treaty limited the nuclear warheads of US and Russia, and it limited it to 1550. Now, this treaty is going to expire in February, and that is why a 5-year extension has been proposed for this treaty. Recently, USA was also in news because of Keystone Pipeline. It was also in news because of Paris Climate Deal, because of WHO. Recently, Russia was in news as it left Open Skies Treaty. An FIR has been filed by which organization against Cambridge Analytica and Global Scientific Research for data theft in India. So this has been done by CBI. CBI is Central Bureau of Investigation. So these two organizations were involved in the data theft, and that is why CBI has filed FIR against these two firms. These are UK based firms. Now, if we talk about CBI, so originally CBI was constituted under DSPE Act, that is Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. Presently, the director of CBI is Mr. Rishi Kumar Shukla. Which country has recently revealed a draft Arctic policy? So this has been revealed by our country. Now, for the Arctic area, there is Arctic Council. Please note that India is not a member of this Arctic Council. However, India is observer, and India is an observer of this Arctic Council since 2013. 8 countries are the members of this Arctic Council. These 8 countries are Canada, USA, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Russia, and Sweden. So now, to expand the India's scientific research, sustainable tourism, and mineral oil and gas exploration in Arctic region, India has revealed this draft Arctic policy. As per the release by Department of Science and Technology, what is India's position in the number of scientific publications? So as per this recent report by DST, India is on 3rd position in terms of number of scientific publications in last 10 years. The first 2 positions are occupied by China and USA. India is on 3rd position. So this is based on a report that was recently released by DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. It is under Ministry of Science and Technology. Under this ministry, there are 2 departments. One is DBT, that is Department of Biotechnology, and another one is DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. Recently, this DST was also in news because of National Innovation Portal. So this National Innovation Portal is an initiative of National Innovation Foundation, and this National Innovation Foundation is autonomous body under DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. Present Science and Technology Minister is Dr. Harshvardhan. Recently, he was in news as he presided over the WHO Executive Board session. WHO is World Health Organization, which organization has adopted a resolution titled Promoting a Culture of Peace and Tolerance to Safeguard Religious Sites. So this has been done by UN, that is United Nations. So the intention behind this resolution is to promote the culture of tolerance and peace at all levels and to safeguard the religious sites in different countries. Every year on 24th of October, United Nations Day is celebrated. Recently, United Nations was also in news because of TPNW. What is TPNW? It is Treaty on Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. So this was adopted by UNGA. What is UNGA? It is United Nations General Assembly. So this is an organ of United Nations. Now, this treaty came in force from 22nd of January of 2021. Actually, it was adopted in 2017, but now it came in force. The present president of UNGA is Volkan Bozkir. Volkan Bozkir is a Turkish diplomat. Recently, Turkey was in news because of S-400 missile defense system, as it purchases these missile defense system from Russia. The government of which state has decided to establish India's biggest multimodal logistic park? So this has been decided by Gujarat. Gujarat government has entered into MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, with Adani Ports to establish India's biggest multimodal logistic park in Ahmedabad. Recently, Gujarat was also in news as it renamed dragon fruit as Kamalam. Gujarat was also in news as India's first lithium refinery will be set up in Gujarat. Apart from that, recently Gujarat High Court became the first high court in our country to broadcast its proceedings on YouTube. Which organization has issued purple notice to the member countries against investment fraud via dating applications? So this has been done by Interpol. Now first thing first, what is the entire issue? So there are fake dating applications, and in these applications, these criminals try to make an emotional connection with the users of that app, and once they attain certain level of trust, then they encourage the users to join the Ponzi investment schemes. And this is how the entire fraud is done. So to warn different countries, Interpol has issued purple notice. Now, if we talk about the notice of Interpol, Interpol is international police. So red corner notice is issued to find out the wanted persons. Yellow corner notice is issued to find out missing persons. Blue corner notice is issued to find out the additional information, and black notice is issued in the context of unidentified bodies. Green is issued for the warning and intelligence. Orange notice is issued for imminent threat, and purple notice is issued about modus operandi. Modus operandi means how they operate. For example, how these criminals operate. Now, Interpol is International Police Headquarters is in Lyon in France, and CBI, that is Central Bureau of Investigation, represent India in Interpol. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover news events. So first is related to Justice Geeta Mittal. Recently, she has been appointed as the new chairperson of this Broadcasting Content Complaints Council, and she is the first woman chairperson of this council. Next is UAE. So recently, UAE decided to set up an embassy in Tel Aviv in Israel. Please note that recently UAE normalized ties with Israel, and now it decided to set up an embassy in Tel Aviv. Similarly, Israel officially opened its embassy in Abu Dhabi in UAE. Next is related to China. So recently China has overtaken Germany, and now China is the country with the largest current account surplus. Previously Germany was on top position, now China is on top position in terms of current account surplus. Now please read about current account surplus and current account deficit, balance of payment. On the other hand, USA is the country with the largest current account deficit. So please read about the difference between current account surplus and current account deficit. Next is Udyam Sarthi app. So this has been launched by Uttar Pradesh. Actually, on 24th of January, Uttar Pradesh celebrated its statehood day, and on this occasion, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh launched this Udyam Sarthi app. So this app has been launched to promote self-employment and to provide employment opportunities to the youth of state of Uttar Pradesh. Next is KP Sharma Oli. So the former Prime Minister of Nepal, Mr. KP Sharma Oli, has been expelled from the party. His party was Nepal Communist Party. Few days ago, he decided to dissolve the Parliament of Nepal, and on this decision, his party now expelled him. Capital of Nepal is Kathmandu. President of Nepal is Bidya Devi Bhandari. Next is Flying Blind. So it is a book by Mohammad Zishan. Next is 10 Lessons for a Post-Pandemic World. This is a book by Farid Zakaria. Next is related to Sundarban Biosphere Reserve. So recently ZSI, that is Geological Survey of India, released statistics of birds of Sundarban Biosphere Reserve. The Sundarban is a Ramsar site. Ramsar is related to wetland conservation. Recently Sokar Lake became the part of Ramsar site, and it is in Ladakh, and it became the 42nd site from India. The Sundarban is a mangrove area in the delta that has been formed by the confluence of Ganga, Meghna and Brahmaputra. Now coming back to this ZSI, that is Geological Survey of India. So it is under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Present Minister is Prakash Javadekar. Next is National Tourism Day of India. So it was celebrated on 25th of January. And 25th of January was also celebrated as National Voters Day. And the theme of National Voters Day was making our voters empowered, resilient, safe and informed. Actually, 25th of January is special because on this day, in 1950, Election Commission of India was set up. ECI, that is Election Commission of India, is a constitutional body. Next is Narendra Luthar. So he passed away recently. He was a poet and a historian. Next is Larry King. So he was host of American talk show. He passed away recently. Next is 143 satellites. So recently, SpaceX created a new record by launching 143 satellites, and these were launched with the help of Falcon 9 rocket. SpaceX is a company headed by Elon Musk. Last news is related to Vasuki. So recently, Indian Railways longest freight train Vasuki created a new record. Vasuki is the Indian Railways longest freight train. It is a train of Southeast Central Railways. So this is a railway zone. Recently, it was in news because it is longest freight train in our country. So these were the most important news events. Now test. So first question is, Toshali National Craft Mela was organized in which Indian state or union territory? So this was the first question. Second question is, what is the venue of exercise Desert Night 21? So this exercise was a joint exercise of India and France. Now the question is about its venue. where this exercise was organized. Third question is about Ministry of Road Transport. So Road Transport Ministry signed memorandum with which IIT for research and development. Fourth question is, which is the venue of Indian Ocean Region Defense Ministers Conclave? And this conclave will be hosted by India. Fifth question is, Lambaku, which was in news recently, is an archaeological city of which country? Sixth question is, a train named Vasuki is associated with which railway zone? Seventh is, which union territory government has decided to raise a sum of 250 crore by the sale of securities? Eighth question is, Union Environment Ministry installed Firefly Bird Diverter initiative to save which kind of bird species? Ninth question is, Vishwa Bharati University was founded by which Indian personality? Tenth question is, ransomware task force has been launched by which major tech company? 11th question is, the Prime Minister released a postage stamp during the centenary celebrations of which university? So that was all for the day. Thank you.